want to go inside?
Yeah, we can. Wherever you want us.
Oh, wherever's fine.
I'll hold the door. There you are, sir. I actually went to Dr. Miami.
Unlock this door. I have keys to.
Dr. Miami?
What is that?
Oh, he's a famous doctor. You know, plastic surgeon. He gets like, no, that's 100% true. I rarely show my face. There you are.
Alright, guys, let's talk.
I
So-
hate to move us again, but can I move us again?
Yes, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes, the windows are really
Oh,
hurting
yeah,
my
they
eyes.
are
We can go over
bright
here.
looking this way. Holy shit.
Yeah.
More windows here.
More windows. More windows. Hey, more
Ah,
No,
windows.
these
Windows
ones
are
aren't as
bright,
bad. These aren't
yeah.
as bad.
I can break them.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
He's on some crack.
Break it down.
Man.
All right. I do appreciate the conversation more than.
Of course, I feel like a conversation is needed for this.
All right.
Alright, who are we
What's the
starting?
takeaway? Ash, Ray, anybody?
Would you like to start, Ash?
I don't really know what to say.
All right, take it away.
Alright. What have you heard so far, my friend? And also, if you would like to introduce yourself to all my boys here, I can also introduce them
Yeah,
to you.
it's I'm Julian. This is Javi, and this is Ash. And the conversation I think primarily should be between you and Ash at the moment this time. You know,
Yeah,
course.
doesn't matter what we think.
Pleasure.
I can have my
Yeah,
two
you want to
cents at
swap
a later
places,
time.
Julian? You can go stand over
No,
there.
no,
I'll
no,
stand
no.
next to Ray.
I think
Yeah,
all
so
you
let's-
boys know me.
There you go.
Blair.
No. Listen, Ray, just
Like a
don't mind.
solo.
Talk between Ash, because this is all kind of between you two.
Of course. So, do you want me to tell the story, or are we just trying to talk about it right now?
Well, I mean, we've obviously talked
We-
amongst
yeah.
ourselves. You've obviously talked amongst yourselves. I think it's probably just better to get straight to it, get over and done with.
Okay. I can agree with that. So from my perspective, and this is the perspective that, you know, my boys here probably counted as well, because they were, all the people here are the people that were actually in the parking lot with this. Javi, if you haven't heard, we were going for what is this? The battle pass. We were just going to look around for rich vehicles or rich vehicle owners, and we so happened to see Randy in his gorgeous car in the parking lot of Cafe. Well, we went over there to speak to Randy, or we didn't know it was Randy. We just went over there to speak to the person, and we found out it was Randy. We started talking to him, and he brought up, you know, Randy, he's really good at instincting things, but he brought up the Seaside conflict, and everything started from there. All I know, hey Kaiba.
Yeah.
All I know is that all I was trying to do at that point was try to have a conversation with Randy. After I found out it was Randy, I actually wanted to leave because we didn't want to steal that car. Obviously, it's Randy. But we had that conversation going forward after we had the argument about ceasefire and a few other things. I'm not sure if you guys heard. I think if you haven't heard what essentially the conversation went like, it went like this. Randy said, "Hey Ray, what happened to the conflict with Seaside?" And he said, "Oh, we're a little bit of a breaking point with it right now. We're at the ceasefire. The conflict is done." And Ash walked over and said,
Ray, I don't mean to interrupt you, but we really have already.
"Okay, you've
Talked
already,
about
you know all
what
this,
happened.
so I'm not just
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
give an unbiased perspective of what happened. All right, so, well, in that case, all I know is that when we came back, well, I was already angry. I already said at that point, like, after we were being asked to leave the property, or police would be called, I already said, anyway, sorry about it. My son is an idiot. I already said at that point, I was just angry. I wanted to shoot Ash. I was fucking angry. Like, if conflict is what you want, conflict is what you get. We all get settled up. We gear up and we come back. We come to Uwu Cafe. We try to talk to Ash and tell her, like, hey, like, put your hands up. Like, this is, like, we need to talk to you, like, somewhere else. Get in the car. Obviously, Uwu Cafe employees... I'm not sure if it was employees. I actually don't know who the fuck that was behind this, but they just started opening fire on everyone. And ensued into what happened there. Shit tons of fire, stuff like that. But, all I know is that my boy and I got shot in the back, once again. I mean, it happens every single fucking time I go to Uwu Cafe now. And all the vehicles got towed, impounded, whatever it is. And my boys and I got gunned down pretty difficultly.
Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna say something real quick before we.
Yeah,
before
go-
you guys.
you go.
Yes, I mean, I could give the whole story, but I'm giving very brief.
No, I got most
Yeah.
of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna give a very unbiased opinion here. At least from my experience.
You can just band that gap, I'm sure.
At least from our side, right? We will back up whoever messes with people in our family. Same with your boys, right? But it sounds to me like this is more like a personal issue, and I'm pretty sure that the people, like part of my family, will back up Ash no matter what. But when it comes to a personal issue, it should stay personal. You shouldn't come with your boys and start pointing guns.
No, I understand that, Tavi. And while I agree with you, the issue was specifically about Seaside versus Rust. That was the argument. And just like you boys would all back up Ash as the leader of Seaside, all my boys would back me up as yeah, exactly, the leader of Rust.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, I feel like if you're going to attempt to instigate conflict between another individual, especially the leader of that gang, you should follow through with your words. That's what I thought was happening. I thought Ash was trying to start the
I'm
conflict.
very ready to talk now.
Okay.
You asked me, do you want conflict? I said, no, Ray, we don't want conflict. I don't want to talk to you. So what makes you think that I wanted conflict from that? I don't know, maybe I wasn't loud enough when I said it. Maybe you didn't hear. I said to Kaiba, I said to, oh God, it's either, is it McGregor? Or is it McDonald? I don't know. Is it McGregor? I said to them as well, I don't want conflict. I said to Flair, I don't want conflict.
Yes, but this is after that all my boys got shot, including myself.
And even before, I said to you directly, you said, do you want conflict? I said, no, Ray, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want conflict.
You did not say it
The
like
war
that.
ended.
You said it like this. You said it. The conflict is ended. I need you to get off of my property. Don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm going to call the police if you stay here any longer. And then we argued semantics about why the fuck you would call the police there. It's not even your land, blah, blah, blah.
It's private property. It's part of my business.
See,
Well, it
you're
sounds like
literally...
you understood that I didn't want you there, though. And it sounds like you understood that I didn't want conflict then in that case.
But you didn't say those words.
I was asking you to leave because you just said them.
No, you said you wanted me to leave or you're going to call the police. You understand the fact that you're requesting that I leave and you don't want to talk to me when I never approached you to speak to you in the first place, it just doesn't make sense to me. When I'm there to speak to other individuals.
We were talking to Randy.
Okay, but did I ever say or even look at you until you started talking to us? Like, you don't own the entire plaza. We were near the entrance of the plaza. There's literally...
It's private property. It's run by the business owners of the Korean Plaza.
Yes, but there's literally an arcade there.
I am also a COO of the Demon's Den, which is the arcade.
Yes, but I personally don't give a fuck unless they personally all tell me to leave that area. Like, what? It just doesn't make sense.
Even though you disagree
I'm
with
a
that,
I'm a
she still
business
has the
owner.
right to say that, right?
So she has a right, you're telling me, Julian, to say that she wants to call the police on me. That's how you handle issues with another gang leader. You think that's a smart thing to say?
If you're,
it's not a
if I'm asking you to leave my business,
Yes, but why the fuck would you say that to a gang leader of all people?
I am also a gang leader, right?
I understand
It's my
that.
business.
So if you're a gang leader, you would understand that calling the police is
Right.
probably not going to be solving issues.
Because it wasn't a Seaside issue, it was a
yeah.
business issue.
Ray, when you get your
What?
Bay Life business building and everything, when you get that, if someone comes to your business and you want them to leave, you can ask them to leave, and since it's your business, you can do whatever you want to protect it. If you want to pull out your gun and shoot them down and say fuck off, sure. It is my choice at my business, my legal business, for me to deal with issues legally.
Yes, it
It's
is
what
your
we've always
choice, but
done.
it's definitely the incorrect choice here. Does no one else beside Ash here see the issue with this?
What would you prefer for her to do? You wanted to pull out an MP5 in front of an entire crowd of people?
No, she could just walk away as I'm having a conversation with Randy. I was not talking to her.
Ray, you drove up to us while we were all having a conversation.
There's
If you
a lot
choose
of
to-
talking.
If
Okay.
you choose to drive up to us while we're all there, then what do you expect to happen?
I
From my
expect you
point
to
of
not.
view,
Yeah,
it was
look-
like a public space.
yes, it was a public space with like 20 or 30 people there. I'm just sitting there talking to someone. That I was having conversation with you. No, until you started having that conversation with us. I don't understand how you threatening calling the police on us to us leaving the area instead of just asking us and or just walking
I asked
away.
you about 3 times
Or
to
just
leave, Ray.
walking away. And if
Ray,
I
asked you to
honestly, I
leave.
want to say this: if
started
Julian or
walking
Javi
away
don't
from
see
you
the
and
issue
you
with
kept
this, then
going.
I'm very puzzled.
Well,
Excuse me.
it's more so that you could have just driven away and figured this out at a later time or in a different
I was
manner
not done having the conversation with Randy. Neither was my boy Flair.
Ray, I started to walk. I said, please leave. And you were like, blah, blah. I can't remember what you said. And I started to walk away and you kept going.
Okay, I'm going to say this, Ash, in one easy way to understand. You ever threatened to call the police on any gang leader in that area? And you see, tell me how it goes for you. Please.
I have done
Mis-
several times.
Mr. K comes there, threatened to call the police on him. I want to see what happens.
Absolutely, I will. It's a legal business.
Okay, let me know how it goes next time.
You can ask
Other people.
OTT how it went, man. You can ask the Vagos how it went. It's been done before. It is a
Yeah,
legal
you need to understand, Ray.
business.
We don't mix legal and gang stuff together.
Well, then the entire conversation about the gang stuff, how the entire conversation started, shouldn't be brought up and shouldn't be the reason that you're asking me to leave. Do you see my issue?
No, Ray, because it is a legal business, my legal business to be
Oh my
exact.
goodness.
And if I want you to leave, then I'm going to ask you to leave, which is what I did.
It's not a public place as well, by the way. I know you said it earlier. All parking lot is involved in the private property, you know.
Just because you can valet a car there doesn't make it public. It's the Korean Plaza is private property run by the business owners of the Korean Plaza.
I'm just going to completely say I disagree with you with this case, and I don't think what you said there was the right thing to say as a gang leader coming from another person. That's also
It's-
the leader of a gang.
It's okay if you don't agree with it. I
And
don't
you can
mind that.
see,
You can-
if you're asking me why I started that conflict, that is exactly why. The way that you treated me, with your words, and the way that you instigated conflict. You literally,
instigate anything,
you
Ray.
were gaslighting me the entire time. Even Randy said it himself.
Ray, can you please give me an example of how I gaslit you so I can understand?
Verbatim what you said. Ray, I don't think you understand the definition of ceasefire. I think you should look it up.
Okay, and that's gaslighting how?
The way you said, okay, the way you say things, right? Build a narrative among other people. The way that you said that in front of the 20 or 30 people watching made it seem like I didn't understand what I agreed to. Means that I don't understand how to be a proper negotiator / leader. You don't understand? Like that's literally the definition of gaslighting. You're spinning a narrative. I don't understand how you don't. How do you not see this?
Because
Okay.
it doesn't make sense.
I think
On
think-
Kaiba?
We can agree to disagree. I'm fine with that. I genuinely
Kaiba's.
don't want anything to do with you, though, right? Kaiba, I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Please say what you wanted to say, Kaiba.
that's right. So, I think there were issues on both sides. I think both of you escalated in your own way a bit much, and it just got kind of out of hand. I think Raid also has a point. You know, we're arguing, you know, specifics here, but I think we can agree that, you know, Ash might have sounded a little aggressive. And again, like I said, things escalated perhaps a bit too quickly, perhaps like over-escalated. That's my opinion.
Yes,
Right,
we
I'll
literally
back
just
him
got
no
done with
matter
a war, right?
But
Just
Yeah.
let him finish talking.
Ash,
that's how we got to where we are right now. Not saying either. There are definitely faults on either side. That's all I'm saying.
I kind of want to know what the deal with the Defense League shit is. Like, why did they, you know, get involved?
I don't think any of the cafe workers started shooting.
what?
Yeah. don't
I
think so.
literally
mean,
got
I'm
the
gonna be
confession
honest,
from the
it's
individual who
stupid.
shot first, the guy that was behind us.
Who shot first?
It was one of the individuals in all blacked out outfit from the Uwe Cafe employee.
Well, who though?
Yeah.
Do you know
he-
who?
He,
Can you
he
give
he
me a
said his
name?
name. Yeah, he was literally in prison. The first guy who
Yeah,
shot.
if you check the newspapers, you'll see him there.
It's the guy that me and my friend Perez over there had to turn around and shoot because he's the first person that started
Shot me in
pulling.
the back of the head.
He shot Perez
I would
first.
like to
Who
point
all
out
went
to you
to jail?
guys, I have 300 employees.
Okay, but you
Yeah,
understand that
I'm
every
pretty
single one
sure
of your
that-
employees represents you as a business.
I'm pretty sure that I don't know, Julian. Are you employed at the minute?
Yeah.
Are you?
I'm
if
sure
Julian
if
shoots at
you-
you, are you gonna say he's an UU employee shooting at you, or are you gonna say he's Seaside shooting at you?
Okay, when he in jail tells me I was an UU employee who shot you, of course I'm going to say he was a UU employee who shot me. He literally admitted it to me.
I've
One-
also GSR positive and shot. Oh, did
Ivan's
something
also
on the
employed
Han
at
go
the
to jail? Was it
cafe.
Han? He tends to wear black.
Probably, yeah.
He was really scared to tell me his name. I don't know why, but yeah, he's
He's
probably
a bit
in.
of a mumbler.
Yeah,
Let's sort this out right now.
I mean, he's literally in the newspaper, so.
Oh,
I mean,
I
either
mean,
way, what I'm trying to
luckily-
say is there were a lot of people there.
And who
NPC
shot
was there,
first?
CG was there. I have no fucking idea.
I just
know it was
told you who
someone
did.
else that wasn't you. You couldn't tell me a name, so I don't know. You know, it doesn't
I was
matter to me
finding
who
him out.
fucking shot
Kai was
first.
finding
It
out,
really
don't
doesn't
worry.
matter.
It does matter because I got shot in the back again.
5G tower.
Because you were trying to kidnap me.
Yes, to have a conversation with you somewhere else. We're
I
30
would've just
fucking
gone with you
UU.
if you didn't have a gun, man.
You don't point guns. Just have a
I-
conversation.
I
That's
would
where
have
I
just
kinda
talked to
disagree,
you.
Ray.
You could have
Yeah,
called me on
That's
the phone.
fine. I agree. That is where things already crossed the line. I agree with you, Julian. I pushed things very far right there. But everything up to that point led to that decision. You understand me?
Situation all around.
I
If
think
you need to talk to me, call me. I'd come and see me. I would have talked to you if you hadn't have been like, get in the car pointing guns.
Ash,
don't
every
want
time I
conflict with
talk to you,
you.
you're always
I don't
hiding
wanna fight
behind
with you.
your UU caffeine
I'm
police.
just gonna keep talking. I don't want conflict with you. The boys don't want conflict with you. I can't speak for your boys. I don't know if they want conflict. Obviously, I'm assuming at this point that you must in some way. But that's kind of all there is to it. I don't want conflict. If you want it, then please just tell us, because this is going in circles. It's achieving nothing. And, like, I've got better things to do. I know you've got better things to do. You're trying to do your bloody battle pass thing. Like, let's just get back to it, man.
Well, Ash,
I don't want
the
to hear
reason I
any more
want to
about-
have this conversation is because every single time I end up in that parking lot and you're there, a new war almost breaks out. I don't understand how
let's-
you think that the way that you speak to other people is fair. I just want you to think about
let's
it.
look at why war almost broke out. You said you'd put a bullet in my head. You were trying to steal the ATM consistently. You honestly, like, I don't
No,
know how
keep
you
saying
think
things
this
I
is
did.
all on me.
Right.
Okay,
Oh,
I think
okay.
what Ray's trying to say is just based on today, he doesn't appreciate that the tone and some of the things you were saying came off as a bit aggressive. I think that's what
Oh, that's
Ray's trying to
fine. I
say.
can understand that. I can accept that. I also don't appreciate his tone or how he was speaking or the things he was saying that I mean nothing to my boys, saying that he's going to put a bullet in my head.
You mean
so-
nothing?
You know,
What do you mean you mean nothing to your boys? I didn't say that.
oh my god, I didn't know you were drinking. I was like, what the fuck is that noise?
Those paper straws sometimes.
Yeah,
are hard to
again,
suck through.
I think we can agree that both sides escalated a bit quickly.
I think the easiest thing going forward, if you don't want to interact with me, I am 100% on board with that. I encourage it. Don't come to my business. If you keep getting shot there, don't go there.
Listen,
you don't have to.
as much as I respect UU Cafe, I don't take a step into that business. I don't fucking care about it. I like people who work there, but I will not walk in there. I love that arcade and that plaza, and I walk in there all the time. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to stay out of a fucking plaza that I enjoy being around people.
So go to the demon's den. You can go and park in front of the building. You parked in the very closest spot, right next to the cafe, and entered into a conversation to someone that we were already speaking to. You made that conscious decision to
And
insert
you
yourself there.
made the conscious decision to insert yourself into a conversation I was having with
After you
Randy.
were talking about a ceasefire, which, from our point of view, the war ended. It was not a ceasefire, the war ended.
Then why don't
It's
you talk
over.
to Benji about it before assuming things that you weren't even at the meeting, Ash?
I was listening to
To
Benji's
be
words.
fair, someone else outside of the two groups brought the war up, and like it was never
Yeah,
going in that.
it was
Like,
By the way,
let's be real, we were all chill, and then someone brought it up.
Oh, I trust me. I actually saw Randy texted me after.
That's just Randy.
I know Randy
By the
was
way-
trying to instigate it, but you
let's be
understand.
honest, we were all
Listen,
civil and everything.
Yeah,
and
he
I
we
want-
texted
did
me
the shit.
too.
I want to clarify something though. Just because there's an instigator doesn't mean that another person, I'm going to say this, Ash, doesn't mean that you have to sit there and attack me. And I know you're saying, oh, I didn't attack you. Oh, I didn't gaslight you. Oh, whatever. But you definitely did. And I have friends, family, and witnesses that literally witnessed it. And yes, I overreacted. I overreacted quickly because I'm angry over the war that we just had. It's only been like 2-3 days.
Right. But right now we're kind of going in circles. But would you also agree
Yeah.
then if you just drove away and then figured this out, elsewhere or at a later time, this could have all been prevented? I mean, one reason why people raise.
Oh, absolutely. Because there
you don't
wouldn't have
have
been
to-
grenades involved.
You don't have to bunker down on your morals and then just,
Are you talking about the
die
second
on the
situation
trail
or the first one,
immediately.
Julian?
But whatever caused the shooting, right?
whole
Bombing, whatever the
incident.
fuck it was.
That's the entire incident.
So the
as a whole,
first
yeah.
incident
Yeah.
was the one where she said, I'm going to call the police on you. In which case, I retaliated by saying
Right.
what I said. And then that led to all that, right?
We agree to disagree on that part, right? Everyone, I think, is at that point now.
Yeah, you're just saying we could have taken the high ground. Or
honestly,
either side could have taken
if
the
anyone
more high
ever
ground.
threatens to call the police on me,
If
I
I
would
came
react
to
in the
the
same way.
scrapyard
Perez took the high
and
ground.
started talking shit,
I would handle
and
that
blah,
my
blah,
own.
blah, you would handle it your way, right?
Yes,
If you
I would
come to
not
my
call the
business
police.
and
Like,
start talking shit, I'm gonna handle it my way. You can think of, honestly, you can think of Uwa Cafe as my personal turf, not Seaside, mine personally. Okay? If that makes it easier for you, please feel free to think of it that way. You know,
Ash,
if you're gonna come and
you
talk
keep
shit to me on my personal turf, my legal business, I'm going to ask you to leave, and I'm going to deal with it the way that I deal with it.
I understand
Look,
that,
if-
Ash.
if
I
you don't
want to
like
cut
that,
you off for
that's
1
okay.
second.
You don't have to.
You keep saying
That's enough then.
you keep saying if you're going to insult me at my turf. The argument began with a conversation about Rust versus Seaside. I wasn't insulting you personally. I was defending the topic at hand. This wasn't a conversation of Ray versus Ash. This was literally a conversation of Rust versus Seaside, and you being the leader of Seaside and me being the leader of Rust. I
I'm
don't.
not that leader, I'm a leader, just to
Okay,
clarify.
I get it. But you are a leader, and
Yes.
I don't want you to step away from that, because that is what this conversation is about. This is why this whole issue started. This is why we're having a meeting with Seaside and Rust.
Listen, I said this before. I really don't want to spend, like, no offense, any more time here. You asked me before if I want conflict, I said no. If you ask me again right now, I will still say no. We don't want to deal with that, we don't want to go through that. I just want to leave here and go about my night and have a good time.
Okay, but what about?
Possible.
I mean, I think it's fair, but what about my boys that got shot, or the cars that got impounded, the strikes?
Can we sidebar a second,
Everybody
Ray?
got shot.
Can we
You guys
sidebar a
came to
second?
the cafe and, over...
Okay,
Harvey,
okay,
just
bro.
let them sidebar.
Yes,
Just let them
I'll
sidebar.
say, bro.
Oh, okay.
All of us are just meeting you.
Yeah, look, I feel like, honestly, I do kind of see where Ash is coming from.
Yes,
we
that's
come
fine.
to-
Everyone has a point, right?
We don't walk into Uwu Cafe, but we're basically coming to her place of business. Like, we could back up next time in the
Kaiba.
future if
I disagree with that
this
point of
was
view.
easy. Well, we come to her place of business, which you can look at it as like, her home in a sense, because I mean, Uwu Cafe is, her thing.
Yes, I get it.
And
But
we
I
start
wasn't there
talking,
for
We
Uwu.
have disagreements. Oh yeah, but we have disagreements. If we rolled up to GSF and Dex told us to, move along,
That's
I think
different.
That's reasonable.
Yes, but Dex wouldn't say to himself, I'm going to call the police on you, leave. He would handle it himself.
Oh yeah, he'd call his boys or something.
Yeah, and I would be fine with that situation happening, because that's what it is, and that leads to the situation that follows that. But this is pissing me off. You understand why? It's because it's a fucking parking lot. And we weren't there to talk to Ash or interact with UU employees. Sure, I guess led to it because we were there with them. But I'm not going to restrict my movement based off some restaurant's request. You understand me?
No,
if
I
Burger
get that,
Shot, if Burger Shot abandoned me for the restaurant, would I stop going there? No, I'd fuck with it all the time. Trust me, I had a friend that got banned from Burger Shot. Did I ever stop going there? And then did he stop going there? No.
Yeah, I get that. But if we're going there and we have disagreements and they want us to move along, I think that's reasonable.
I suppose, but the way that you see the way they requested it. That's why it pissed me off.
I think we have different ideas of what was going to happen when they called the police as well. I feel like in my mind, you know, police come along, they tell us to move along, that's it.
I suppose, yeah, maybe I'll say call the police next time. See what happens. It's a better answer.
I mean, what are the cops gonna do, really? We're not doing anything illegal there. Again, if they're being called, it's just to get us to move along. Because she doesn't want us there.
All right, what about this though? Because we're going in circles about that argument if we bring it up again. What the fuck do we request for this?
I think we both just have, or you and Ash just have like different ideas of how things might have worked out.
That's fine, but our boys got shot. I got shot. I want to know how we're thinking about this. What do we do going forward?
Okay. So think about this, right? Because of miscommunication and because of how you saw her calling the police as a threat, we geared up. We went there. We even asked, you know, Randy for his blessing to start shit there. We went there to kidnap Ash. So, although I don't agree with cafe workers gunning down Rust, kidnapping Ash, that's what happened. You know, we rode up on their turf. We copped an L. That's how I see it.
I agree. Yeah, but wait, what? What'd you say the last part? I don't think anyone necessarily. I don't think anyone was so happy with the never mind. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, like part of that is because it got instigated by, you know, Flippy, Randy.
Yes, I get that.
After the fact, we're running around trying to sell guns.
I agree with you, but I feel like you're missing I mean, maybe you're not missing it. Maybe you're just seeing past it. I don't like how this turned out. I'm a little bit angry.
I don't think anyone likes how this turned out.
I actually think that, in my personal opinion, I kind of want to hear all the boys' opinions about this. I feel like we need something out of this. Our cars got impounded, towed. They're blown up. I was shot. I was blown up. Perez was shot. I want something out of this.
Okay. Any ideas?
I don't know. Why don't we talk to them?
Dollar amount?
I think the best way to do is
to cover fees.
Maybe a certain amount, sure. If they don't want that, then war is what they can have. How about it?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, honestly, I think they'd agree with it.
Okay.
They just want this to all go away.
All right, let's go with it.
The Porsche incident.
It's just
Hello.
happen eventually, you know.
Absolutely.
Sorry about the lengthy sidebar. We're having conversation about everything moving forward.
All right.
All right. So first of all, a solution, right? We can go on all day about who's right or who's wrong.
Agreed.
But in our perspective, obviously we are wronged. And I know in your perspective you are wronged, right? But the fact that we stand, our boys were blown up. Sure, they might have not been your boys. Maybe they've been cafe workers with pipe bombs for some reason or whatever.